Country to the Aboriginal people is a sacred word with deep connections. Country is family, protection, love, safety, identity, and home. Country is important for sharing stories their ancestors have left for them, where the footprints of their ancestors remain, the land they look after, where they are from, and where they will lay to rest. Country is the very essence of their belonging. No matter the age, status, region, or clan association, the Aboriginal men and women welcomed us to country. They acknowledged their ancestral lands of their respective tribe, or mob as they call it. They honored their ancestors who came before them. This familiar protocol reminds me of the indigenous communities in the United States who also honor ancestral lands and those who passed before us. Goatsi, kauttuista, shashka sena hanusta, guishi sa'ao, bahopa, strawawi shots, astranaishi, strawamatsani. Our introductions as indigenous peoples are important. They position us within country. My name is Amanda Cheromiah, and I'm from the village of Powati, which is one of 6 villages from the Pueblo of Laguna tribe located in New Mexico. I'm a doctoral student at the University of Arizona in Tucson, which is located in the southwestern region of the United States. My intended research topic is using photography and digital storytelling as a way to understand how American Indian undergraduate students conceptualize their individual self-determination within higher education. Through storytelling, I honor the narratives of the people I connected with in Tasmania and Australia during my 2-week study abroad experience in the summer of 2018. This is my story of country. So we just landed in Melbourne, Australia, and that was the longest flight of my entire life, which was about 16 hours. I was a little nervous before I got on the plane because I've never traveled that far. But my body physically hurts. I feel a little nauseous. My legs feel like they're 50 pounds each because I think they might be swollen a little bit, but I actually use compression socks, so I think it helped out a lot. So now we're gonna get our bags and then we're gonna head to Tasmania here in a couple hours. We made it! Tasmania. It's actually not that cold. I feel like getting off the plane like I do in Nome, Alaska. Very remote. And the sun is different here too. 13 of us, 5 from the University of Arizona, 6 from Northern Arizona University, and 2 from Thompson Rivers University located in Canada, traveled down under. We learned information that we will never forget. In 1899 and 1903, Fanny Cochrane Smith, a Tasmanian Aboriginal woman whose voice we hear now, recorded some of the earliest songs in Australia, and they are the only original recordings of a Tasmanian Aboriginal language. Similar to the American Indians in the United States, colonists invaded Aboriginal homelands, committed genocide, and stole children from their families. These heinous acts greatly fractured Tasmanian Aboriginal mobs. However, they are a resilient people.
I had a really great experience in Australia. I think that it gave me a very good perspective on Indigenous people across the world and their experiences, not only with colonization, because I feel like we're connected in that way, sadly, but also how the strength we have and what we've done to overcome that adversity, and just how resilient and strong we all are.
In Tassie, I realized that even though I was over 8,500 miles away from my homeland in the United States, I felt at home in country. My new friend Alpha Joy, who also attended the trip, agrees.
And Tasmania was absolutely gorgeous and breathtaking, and the people there were so sweet and so nice, and it felt like such a home environment, and it honestly felt as if I wasn't even away from my own family because of how caring and loving they were.
Dang, check this out. I got a new sweater. They gifted us with one of their sweaters. It's really pretty. It has a lot of meaning to it. Their athletic team wears it here. Red and black, my favorite. And we are at the art school here, and we made baskets out of kelp. So they're called bull kelp. And it was really intriguing to interact with the Tasmanian Indigenous people here, because they were sharing about the school system and about the experiences of how colonization has impacted their people. We're here at the Elders Council. We had an amazing time talking to different elders and the community members. And on the wall here, they have the different Aboriginal people from their communities that have passed. I think one of the most striking things about this is that the cultural values and the familial atmosphere is very similar to the communities that we know in the Southwest. So we really do enjoy being here and really honored to be here. It truly is a small world. One memorable moment was meeting Andrew at the Elders Council. Andrew is responsible for transporting Tassie devils and wombats to Albuquerque Biopark, which is near my home in New Mexico. Andrew had just returned from New Mexico 2 days before I met him. I told my sister over the phone, guess what? I met the man who takes the Tassie devils to the biopark. Go take a picture for me. We both got a kick out of that.
If ever
Nope. It's just so cold.
These ladies are numb. Because they went swimming.
Mandy is just laughing at her. She's like, I'm warm.
in that, oh, sunshine, you are my sunshine. Let it in, let it in. Oh, sunshine, you are my sunshine.
I have to show that I'm like not driving. Look at him, who's the boldest one?
Be the one trying to fight everyone.
Look at him. One thing I've noticed about their soda here in Tasmania is that it's not as carbonated and it's not as sweet. So my taste buds think the sodas are flat. But probably here locally, it probably tastes really good. But for some reason, I've been craving Coke here. I don't know if it's the cold or what it is, but just an observation. We tried many types of food, including wallaby, muttonbird, goose, and my personal favorites, kangaroo soup and abalone. I've traveled many places this summer and ran many paths and many miles, but this is one of the most beautiful places I've seen this summer in my runs, or anywhere actually, in any of my runs. And I'm just so honored to be here and so grateful for the opportunity to learn about the country and the people here. After Tassie, we flew to the city of Melbourne, located in southern Australia.
G'day everyone, my name's Ziram. I'm a Kuthan and Kiriwarong man. I'm an Aboriginal man of Australia. I just want to say welcome to all the visiting people from the US and Canada. It's an absolute privilege to have you here. I love learning about your culture and I hope that we can build stronger Indigenous international networks.
Similar to Tassie, we learned about the Aboriginal experience both in rural and urban settings. It wasn't until 1967 that Aboriginal people were given the right to vote. In this first world, Aboriginal mobs also do not have treaties with their government yet. Policies and government infrastructures that are rooted in systematic racism and discrimination have greatly fractured Aboriginal mobs for centuries. Does this narrative sound familiar? However, the Aboriginal people of Australia have persevered. They are a strong people who exercise collective and individual self-determination to establish healthcare centers, Aboriginal-owned businesses, and schools that serve their mobs from an Aboriginal holistic approach. We had the opportunity to yarn or chat with many people.
Welcome to our YouTube channel, the Alpha Joy and Ashley Show. Ashley Show. We are here at the University of Melbourne.
It's actually the Ashley and Alpha Joy Show.
It's the Alpha Joy and Ashley Show. Here we are in lovely Barak at the University of Melbourne. Melbourne.
See, this is why Ashley's first.
Here is the view. Yeah.
Yep. Pink cake.
And there's some cake, and we don't exactly know where you are, but you left me with your GoPro,
Which was probably not the best idea.
Oh, it was the win!
Oh, that was cool.
We also explored Melbourne, and we had tons of fun doing so.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make
One of the most profound things I witnessed was that no matter the lineage of an Aboriginal person, they introduced themselves and their mob as Aboriginal. No one identified as half Aboriginal, a quarter Aboriginal, or a 16th or a 32nd, and so on. Only Aboriginal. If you listen to the introductions of many American Indians in the United States today, oftentimes you hear the fractions of blood quantum that are reflected on certificates of Indian blood. How about we set aside the fractions in exchange for a complete whole of I am? Sweet! She passed! Some of my fondest memories is traveling with our mob. I loved debriefing with Carol almost every night, talking about the complexities of Indigenous positionalities of our generation. So there's Carol, and we're trying to motivate to do our final reflection. She did hers for about 10 seconds and gave up.
I said where we went.
I enjoyed chatting with Tess and Elder Doreen about their First Nations people in Canada. The higher education nerd in me appreciated the student affairs conversations I had with Sharon from NAU. The storyteller in me appreciated Aura's stories about Chief Joseph and her Nez Perce community. I learned a lot from everyone I traveled with. And of course, I had a blast with my two sisters, Alpha Joy and Ashley.
Back to our YouTube channel, the Ashley and the Alpha Joy.
To my Aboriginal family, thank you for welcoming me to country. My experience in country was deadly. For those that don't know, deadly means good. Until we yarn again, cheers.
Will you travel down this road with me? Help me be the one I wanna be. Help you see the things I long to see. Will you travel down this road with me? Life's a journey full of dreams, hopes and possibilities. All of my dreams will come true when I'm walking next to you. So will you travel down this road with me? Help me be the one I want to be. Help me see the things I long to see. Will you travel down this road with me?
He's probably going to snatch this away from you.